my video cut out right there. I don't know why it does that, but I'm going to go back to reading this for you. So this is the best thing ever. So it understands very clearly the public perception is horrible. The public understands that this makes no sense whatsoever. The public understands that this makes no sense whatsoever. Why they're paying for all this? Why is the government spending? Why is the taxpayers giving them all this money when they're basically telling you we're making 33% a year on our money? We have products that sell over $1 billion in revenue. I mean, doesn't make sense. The pieces don't come together. It doesn't add up. To help with public perception. So it came up with it instituted instituted the spin-offs publication. So basically it has a publication now talking about the spin-offs. So more taxpayer dollars are funding another NASA program to put out propaganda to explain to you why it's so important. How do you not see through that? It's paper thin. This is paper thin. This was a direct outshoot of the Technology Utilization Program report, a publication dedicated to informing the scientific community about available NASA technologies and ongoing requests received for supporting information. So ongoing requests were received for there people are literally asking, we need supporting information that these technologies are actually happening, these things are real. I mean, it's like, what is happening? They have to let the world know, oh hey, just so you know, we are doing all these great things over here. We have all these great programs. We're making all this money. Just so you know, we're not a waste of time and energy. And ongoing requests received for the supporting information. According to NASA spinoff about page. According to the NASA spinoff about page. According to the NASA spinoff about page, the technologies in these reports created interest in the technology transfer concept, its successes, and its use as a public awareness tool. The reports generated such keen interest by the public. Oh, such keen interest. Oh, people were so interested. Again, we're so important. There's so many people that care. You can't take this from them. Such keen interest from the public that NASA decided to make them into an attractive publication. Thus, the first four-color edition of Spinoff was published in 1976. Again, if this is so desirable and this is so amazing and there's so much demand, where's the money it's generating? Where's the money that's coming from this? Where is it? I don't understand. If this stuff is in high demand, where's the profits it's generating? The American public on average believes NASA's budget has a much larger share of the federal budget than it actually does. Again, nobody's saying that it's too much of the American budget. People are saying that it's too much money. You don't need this money. That's not the conversation. That there's never been or should never be a conversation about whether or not it's too much of the federal budget. The conversation should it be in the federal budget at all? So again, this to me is propaganda. This is my interpretation of what I'm reading here, that this is propaganda. That's all there is to it. I'd love to be convinced otherwise. I promise you, I would love to be convinced otherwise. The American public on average believes NASA's budget has a much larger share of the federal budget than it actually does. It's just so absurd to even think that. Nobody's sitting around thinking, hey, I wonder what percentage of the budget it is. No, people Google how much is NASA's budget, not how much is the percentage of the federal budget is NASA. Oh my goodness. A 1997 poll, so just quizzing people on the street. Again, this is just 1997, before the internet. Before the internet, that's not right. 1997, pretty much before the internet, almost before the internet. This is like AOL days, okay? 1997. AOL days, dial-up, chat rooms, 1997. A 1997 poll reported that Americans had an average estimate of 20% of NASA's share of the federal budget. Again, that's the most. If you would have asked me what percentage of the budget is, you just 20% sounds like a reasonable number people would guess. Because who would know that? Who would know that? And again, who would assume the federal budget's so much? You follow what I'm saying? The average person can't believe how much the federal budget is. Not that they're so far off about how much NASA is. They probably have a general idea how much money NASA's getting. The shocking part of this is that people don't realize how much the federal budget is. If they knew how much the federal budget is, they would say that number would be a lot smaller. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making any sense here. I'm telling you, I question too much stuff. I ask why. I'm like, yeah, but why? A 1997 poll reported that Americans had an average estimate of 20% of NASA's share of the federal budget, far higher than the actual 0.5% to under 1% that has been maintained throughout the 90s and the first day of the 2000s. Again, but why? And again, I would argue that people don't understand how much the federal budget is. Not that they think NASA has a... Again, if you would say how much, what percentage of the federal budget goes to cancer research, I'd say, I don't know, 3%. And I would be way off. Like, that's just the most bizarre question you can poll. Just poll random people in 1997 and ask them that question, and then basically call them idiots 23 years later on Wikipedia saying, look at these morons. They're so stupid. They thought that the budget for NASA was 20% of the federal government. These people are morons. This is how ill-informed people are. It's only 0.5% of the federal budget. Yeah, we're idiots. I mean, we're signed up for this. We're doing it. We're giving them money. We're not doing anything about it. So we're prescribed to it. It is estimated that most Americans spent less than $9 on NASA through personal income tax in 2009. It is estimated that most Americans spent less than $9 on NASA through personal income tax in 2009. Again, this is hilarious. It is estimated that most Americans spent less than $9 on NASA through personal income tax in 2009. Okay. Where would that fall? $9 on NASA through personal income tax in 2009. So again, they're trying to make this sound, so yes, but why? Why is it only $9? Okay, so they're trying to make this sound like it's insignificant. It's just, it paid you $9? $9 for the whole year for NASA? And then you just be like, oh, you're just going to blow it off. Oh, yeah, okay, I guess it's not that big a deal. I'll just give them $9. Right? But again, if that's 0.5 of the budget, you would need to do what? Take $9 times 10 would get you to $90, and that would be 5% of the budget. So you would need to take 5 times 20, and then you would need to take 90 times 20. So what is that? 1,800. So basically that's saying that if $9 came out of your taxes, that you would have paid in a total amount of tax of $1,800 for the year. Out of your personal income tax in 2009, you would have to only paid in $1,800 a year for the year. And that number sounds too small to me, because I think most Americans pay more than $1,800 a year in personal income tax. I could be wrong about that, but $1,800 sounds like a super low number to me. Super low number to me. But I could be wrong. Especially if you're in the middle class, $1,800 sounds like a small number. But again, that's the idea. They want you to make it sound like it's an insignificant amount of number. Oh, not $9, whatever, they can just have it. And that's can just have my $9. I'm not worried about it. Screw them. $9 a year is not worth arguing over, right? But again, you have to understand that information has to be incorrect in some form or fashion, because again, well, I guess, let's see, how does that work? if they're getting $85 million a day, and there's 327 million Americans, $86 million it was, right? That to me is $4 a day, $3.80. So if, and that's every American. That's not even every working American. So that's what I'm trying to understand. None of it's coming together for me. Americans spent $9. How is their budget $20 billion and the average American only gave them $9 for the whole year? Why is that not coming together in my head? Does that piece fit together? Anybody follow does anybody smell what I'm stepping in here? If their budget is $22.6 billion, and there's 327 million Americans, and there's really, actually I should only do like 150 million because there's only 150 million working people. That's $150. So you got me on that one. I don't know where they're getting that $9 thing. I don't know where they're getting $9. I can't piece that together based on their budget. I don't get the $9 thing. So again, somebody really intelligent is going to explain that to me, because that figure doesn't come together for me. However, there has been a recent movement to communicate discrepancy between percentage and reality of NASA's budget, as well as lobbying to return the funding back to the 1970 through 1990 level. So there's been a recent movement to communicate discrepancies. So they're trying to let everybody know, hey, it's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad as you think. It's not as much money as you think, but we sure would like for it to be closer to that. We're not wasting as much money as you think, but we sure would love to. That's what that says to me. Hey, we sure do hate to spend more of your money right about now, but you thought we were spending trillions on NASA? No, we're only spending billions. Come on, give us more. They want to return it back to the 1970 through 1990 level. Because again, it's been proportionately $20 billion the whole time. That's what they're saying. So they want to make sure that it's more money. All right, so let's see here. Oh, this is where it gets fantastic. You gonna make it back there? Oh, this is my favorite part. Oh. The United States Senate Science Committee met in March 2012, where astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson testified that, quote, right now, NASA's annual budget is half a penny on your tax dollar. For twice that, a penny on a dollar, we can transform the country from a sullen, dispirited nation, weary of economic struggle, to one where it has reclaimed its 20th century birthright to dream of tomorrow. That was so bad I couldn't even read it. The United States Senate Science Committee met in March 2012, where astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson testified, quote, right now, NASA's annual budget is half a penny on your tax dollar. For twice that, a penny on a dollar, we can transform the country from a sullen, dispirited nation, weary of economic struggle, to one where it has reclaimed its 20th century birthright to dream of tomorrow. What kind of drugs is Neil deGrasse Tyson on? We can transform the country from a sullen, dispirited nation, weary of economic struggle, to one where it has reclaimed its 20th century birthright to dream of a tomorrow. Wow, man, that's amazing. That got me right there. Inspired by Tyson's advocacy and remarks, the Penny for NASA campaign was initiated in 2012 by John Zeller and advocates for doubling of NASA's budget to 1% of the federal budget, or 1 penny on the dollar. Okay, here's the thing. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this very well because I'm not very smart. Why are people demanding that other people pay more tax money to NASA? If you believe in NASA, give them your money. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's preventing you. If you believe in the federal government, give them all your money. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's stopping you. Just give them all your money. Why are you demanding that I give them more money? I mean, it makes no sense. Why is it selfish? Because that's the thing, is I get called selfish because I don't support this nonsense. Oh, you're selfish. You don't want to contribute to society. And you don't want to pay taxes. That's not true. I love paying taxes. I love paying taxes. That's an exaggeration, but I pay my taxes. Plenty of them. I mean, I have employees. Payroll taxes, property taxes. I mean, I pay taxes just like everybody else. I'm happy to do it. Happy to do my part. I'm just saying the more money that stays in every taxpayer's pocket, the better. That's better for the economy. There's less layers of government. Again, I forgot who said it, but it's not that government's too big. It's that it's too stupid. It's too wasteful. It's in between the people and the result. There's too many layers between the people and the result. But again, if you feel so strongly about this, instead of advocating for higher taxes for other people, just give them your money. Why is it selfish for me to want to keep the money that I earned, but it's not selfish for you to demand I spend it under fear of the mob? Oh, well, you don't agree. You're not part of society. This is bizarre. Why are you demanding that I pay more in taxes? If you believe in them, spend your money accordingly. Just don't get me involved. That's your fight. I mean, some people actually believe in... I'm not even going to go there. But again, give them your money. Nobody's stopping you. Give them your money. If you believe in what the federal government's doing, give them your money. Stop hiring tax accountants to get you out of paying every year. I mean, I'm selfish for wanting to keep my money, but you're not selfish for demanding it. How much sense does that make? Okay. Last paragraph. Political opposition to NASA funding. Public opposition to NASA and its budget dates back to the Apollo era. So this is nothing new that people are saying and disliking the NASA narrative, okay? Critics have cited more immediate concerns like social welfare programs as reasons to cut the funding to the agency. Furthermore, they have questioned the return on investment, feasibility of NASA's research and development. Again, two excellent points. We have more pressing concerns right now. And what's the return on investment for this money? What are we getting for this? Okay. In 1968, physicist Ralph Lapp argued that if NASA really did have a positive ROI, it should be able to sustain itself as a private company and not require federal funding. That's the exact point I've been trying to make. And this is in 1968. I mean, if NASA really did have a positive ROI, it should be able to sustain itself as a private company. Ta-da! That says everything you need to know. More recently, critics have faulted NASA for sinking money into the space shuttle program, reducing funding available for its long-term missions to Mars and deep space. Again, to me that's a bunch of nonsense, but sinking money into its space shuttle program, reducing funding available for its long-term missions to Mars and deep space. Again, all of that sounds like wasteful spending to me. Whether it's for a space shuttle program or a mission to Mars, it's all wasteful spending to me. That's my opinion. Manned missions to Mars have also been denounced for their inefficiency and large costs compared to unmanned missions. Again, they're trying to send a man to Mars. People are saying, why? This is so much money. What's the point of spending all this money to send a person to Mars when we can send a bot or a robot or whatever? In the late 1990s, climate change denial political groups, I mean, that's a shot right there. They did a drive-by. Shots fired, drive-by. In the late 1990s, climate change denial political groups opposed the earth science aspects of NASA spending, arguing that spending on earth science programs such as climate research was in pursuit of political agendas. So, shot at political change group there. But okay, so I mean, does this? I mean, these last sentences are the ones that makes the most sense to me. People are complaining. They've been complaining for a long time. I'm not the only one. Other people see this. Other people understand this. It's just, why is this not what more people look at whenever they want to talk about wasteful government spending and government's too big and the budget and the deficit? Why are people not talking about this? Why are the only talking points ever cutting welfare, cutting police and fire and first responders, cutting Social Security? Why are those the only conversations that make it to the public arena? That's it. They want to cut education. They don't ever want to cut this nonsense. I mean, again, it's not the government's too big, it's that it's too stupid. Simple as that. It's government is too stupid. I mean, this is so crazy. So, I don't know. I've been wanting to make this video for a while and it got really long. But man, I'm telling you, something is very, very wrong here. Something is very, very wrong here. I don't know. And I asked a friend, I was like, should I run for office? And her response is, no, they kill people like you. So now I can't stop thinking about that. I mean, I can't even run for office because I don't want to get knocked off. I mean, none of this makes any sense. I'm just asking. And again, I'm an idiot. Somebody can make a really simple explanation and help me understand this. But I'm telling you, this doesn't make sense to me. Why these amounts of money and momentum? That's so people understand the momentum of the federal government. That's the problem at this point. Because the momentum is either with the people or the momentum is with the federal government. And the federal government has had the momentum for a very long time. And this thing is spiraling out of control. And we need to make some changes. For sure. I mean, at some point, people are going to stop enabling us. What did we just get to? $25 trillion in debt with the coronavirus stimulus bill? Is it 25 or $26 trillion? I mean, at some point, somebody's going to come knocking and want us to make good on that debt. We owe that money to somebody. Somebody's going to come collect collections. You know what I mean? Somebody's want to get paid eventually. We got to start asking questions. We got to understand what's happening now, what direction we're going. And these people are talking about Space Force. Space Force. We haven't even figured out policing the ground. We haven't even figured out policing this planet. We have no idea what we're doing. And we're trying to inhibit other planets to the tune of $86 million a day. $86 million a day. Because it allegedly makes money. And it allegedly helps the economy. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I asked too many questions. All right, I'm gonna get back to something else, but man, doesn't make sense to me. Again, there's got to be a real simple explanation that I'm not understanding. But when I read Wikipedia and that's the best they can do, I just keep asking, yeah, but why? And when it's that easy to punch holes in, Geez, that's not good. That's not good because I'm not a smart guy and I shouldn't be able to. And maybe that's why I can't punch holes in it because I'm so stupid. I don't understand what they're saying. Maybe that's the point. Maybe I just don't get it because I don't. I mean, I don't. But hopefully somebody can explain it to me. Right. All right.